feel. But again, I knew about it before the announcement was made because I'm very good friends and we work hard together with the Warrens in Queensberry in England, and this David was their fighter, and they had secured a tremendous purse for the guy to fight Crawford. So I knew about it a few days before the announcement was made.
So Bob, since you actually knew about it, who would you kind of put the blame on in terms of why the fight didn't happen? Would you say that Crawford went to go fight Avanesian because of the money? Was it Team Spence's side?
There's no blame here. This is a business. This is something that, unless the stars are all aligned, it doesn't happen. I mean, Al, I think, realizes that the best chance for the fight to have happened was if Crawford hadn't have left us, and we would have found a way to get that fight on, because we had a whole track record with PBC, with the Wilder Fury fights, working together. And I must say that when we did those joint promotions, we really worked well together, and we maximized the revenue.
But do you believe that Crawford is going to be actually making more money fighting Avanesian than he would be fighting Spence?
Well, if that's true.
Well, I'm asking you. Do you believe that?
That's true. I don't know why. Why? I know as much as you do about it.
Not really.
But if Crawford is really getting 10 million or anything like 10 million fighting this Avanesian, I mean, he should change his name to Jesse James.
What's your thoughts on BL8 Crown making a splash in boxing by securing the Terence Crawford fight and signing Adrian Broner to a 3-fight deal?
Well, I mean, that's two different things. Getting Crawford a fight and putting it under their umbrella is one thing. I mean, that's dealing with quality. Signing Adrian Broner is just signing a headache.
So you think that part of the deal probably won't end too well for BLK?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're kind of guys who could. I mean, at one point, Broner was a very talented guy, but he was his own worst enemy. Maybe they'll do something to fix that. I mean, I don't know. But again, for me, I wouldn't even have contemplated signing a Broner.
What's it like dealing with a fighter like that?
It's tough, man. Tough. It's generally more trouble than it's worth.
Do you believe that, and I know you're on the outside looking in, but you're the Bob father, you know everything, you've seen everything. Do you believe that the fight will go through on December 10th between Crawford and Avanesian?
I have no idea. I never heard of these guys. I mean, but I do know certain things. I do know certain things that I can confirm, that the money paid to Avanesian has all been paid.
Could you tell us?
And it's not chump change. I don't want to go into it because it's none of my business, but I know from Frank Warren that every nickel in that contract is in the bank. So that leads me to believe that fight will happen, because nobody in their right mind puts up that kind of money and then pisses it away with no fight. I mean, so I really believe that that's a sign that fight is going to happen. And I hear Crawford, which I don't know, has gotten a big percentage of this purse that's been promised him. But I don't know that. But I know the Avanesian part is done. It's all paid.
Gotcha. For Spence, where do you think he should kind of go from here? Who's the guy that you're just like, okay, the Crawford fight isn't happening, he should fight this guy?
I think that, the guy that would make a really interesting fight is not Thurman. Thurman is, saw that, done that, I think the guy that would make a big splash is this Ennis kid.
What do you think about Ennis?
I think Ennis is a real talent.
Do you think he beats Spence right now?
I don't know about beats, not beats. I mean, Spence has more experience. It's a fight, though. It's a fight. It's an interesting fight.
Gotcha. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you.
I might just ask a couple more questions just for the newspaper in the UK.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, obviously you spent a lot of last week when you were in London defending the whole Derek Chisora Tyson Fury thing, kind of vindicated with the ticket sales, right?
Yeah. That's right, because the English fans are real fans, and they are more important than the media, which writes about it but doesn't really contribute much.
Thanks, bud.
The English fans contribute their money, and we're now over 60,000 tickets sold. It will be a sellout at 65, and you know what the people look at? Look, you can look at the glass half full, the glass half empty, but with Chisora, yeah, Fury beat him twice. But we know that Chisora is a powerful guy, can throw a really good punch. And look at his fight with Usyk. That, if you came in while that fight was going on, it was life and death for Usyk with Chisora. And who was Fury's next fight should he get by? Right, yeah. Chisora is Usyk. So, I think it's a perfectly good, acceptable fight, and it's going to be a great night in the same stadium that the Giants beat the Packers. Right? Nobody expected the Giants to do that.
At what point you were never keen on the idea, or not? You would have loved for it to happen, but you were never keen on thinking it was going to happen. At what point did you know this AJ thing isn't realistic?
Well, I've been in this business for a long time. I really believe that AJ wanted the fight to happen, but Eddie didn't want it. Eddie didn't want it. Why didn't he want it? Because he was nasty? No, Eddie didn't want it because AJ has lost 3 out of his last 5 fights, and he didn't figure to beat Fury, and so Eddie wanted to give him some other fights and put him in down the road with Fury. So Eddie never wanted the fight. AJ wanted the fight, that I know. But so Eddie slow walked the thing. Never could get the contracts back or anything. And once I saw that happening, I said, they're just wasting their time.
It's interesting how, like, the first one that didn't happen in Saudi Arabia, your criticism was that he was going too fast. And then this time he was too slow.
Well, because Eddie is a visceral guy, and you can read him like a book, whether he wants something to happen or doesn't want something to happen.
Are you kind of a little bit enjoying watching him squirm the last couple of weeks after the whole Conor Ben thing?
Well, I don't think he's squirming. I think he accomplished what he wanted to, was to kill the fight. And and I don't blame him.
You think Eddie wanted to kill the fight?
The AJ fight?
Oh no, sorry, I was asking about like the last couple of weeks with the Conor Ben thing, the whole like watching him.
No.
Sorry.
I'm not. Look, we're all in boxing. When a fighter tests 30, right, it's a blot on all of us. Eddie couldn't have been happy, but I've experienced the same situation, so I felt for him, and there was absolutely no glee on my part.